Yo, welcome back, SC Mafia. And today we end up having a new type of video, and the thing is about this. This is the first ever. I'm gonna do this. Tell y'all this right now. This is the rebrand. This is the first video of the rebrand that I am doing. So, yeah, and it's the reason why I titled the video what I titled it, and I'm gonna go on further details. So I hope y'all like the video, subscribe, and also share. Also, by subscribing, we're gonna do plenty more videos like these. So join the ride with your host, the Mafia boss of the SC Mafia. So yeah, enjoy the video. Hey, yeah, you. I gotta tell you something. I need you to imagine this real quick for me. Just real quick. It's a Friday afternoon. You over here know how school is around the time when it's a Friday. You end up trying to knock out shit. You over here stressing. You over here doing a whole bunch of shit. Just get by the day. And then you hear this. Yo, when you hear that, you already know what to do. That is run the fuck out of that bitch. I'm telling you, run as fast as you can, because listen, niggas know when that bell ring, niggas start piling. Like I mean, literally groups on groups start piling. I'm like, yo, I got somewhere to go. So you first have to literally make sure you the first one out of the dang door before stuff gets hectic. And if you are in school, I pray for you. But when you eventually get past all that, bro, you already know. When you end up reaching the outside where the bus is at, you already know what to do. When you eventually get past all that traffic, all that issues that you got to deal with in the hallway, I'm telling you. But anyway, for myself, I normally, after I get past all that, I take my ass on the fucking bus, put on my fucking music, wait until I get to my fucking destination, and then, hey, if you don't got your friend, if you did not talk to your friends while you can, then hey, you might as well text them or call them to plan all that shit. But if you somebody like me that had a strict parents household, you most likely have to spend your time on of the weekend sleeping, eating, taking showers, and there's nothing wrong with all the other stuff, because if you don't do that, you probably fucking stink. But that besides the point. Just eating, sleeping, which is kind of lame if you think about it, because who the hell want to do that? But anyway, let me bring y'all to what y'all came here for, and enough with the backstory and all the other stuff. Also, I had to take the jacket off because that shit was hot as hell, especially in the room I'm in. But this is the pros and cons of being a sports fan of a mediocre team. Since I got that out the way, let me tell y'all the origin story of how I became one myself. So I'm gonna allow y'all to imagine this real quick. Listen, it's not as like how it was a few minutes ago. It's real quick. So imagine it being you on your bed. You realize it's the weekend. You get past Friday, and then you hear some ruckus.
Well, we're going to have some fun on America's Game of the Week on a cold day at Lambeau Field. We get ready for the Los Angeles Rams and the Green Bay Packers, two teams that met in the division.
Hearing that, and also hearing your dad end up like being frustrated about his team and yelling from all the way to your room, then it gets you waking up. Then you start thinking, as a kid, you end up getting up out of your bed, literally trying to figure out what's going on. Because then you start realizing, what's all this ruckus? So you end up going to your dad and you end up being like, what is all this ruckus? So you end up watching the game and you end up watching it. And then, for me, which got me in love with the game of football, was this man right here. Bro, just look at this 6'3", 220-pound man we call a freakish athlete, aka Julio Jones. Look at what this man was capable of doing. This is the same man that made me fall in love with the game today. This same man. Just look at these catches. Look at these catches. Crazy. Freakish speed. Like, yo, they did not call this man all the nicknames in the world. This man is known for many nicknames. So me as a kid, looking at that stuff, it was so fun and entertaining that I even decided to be an NFL fan. But while being an NFL fan, I ended up catching on. I think it was somewhere in, it was like some day in December. But I remember it was, I think it was the Lakers versus, it was either the Celtics. It was one of them. But the one thing that I remember was the hardcore battle between these two teams.
In that job for Allen. Here's Bryant to the basket, reversing with the right hand. So there may be a pain threshold to deal with, but there's still a heck of a lot of time. That's what we've been with. Back to their starting five here at the 7-minute mark of the second quarter. And Rose hits his first field goal.
So seeing those three things from Julio, Kobe, Derrick Rose, still the deal as me being a sports fan. But along with being a sports fan, you start looking at something, and it's basically the pros and cons of it. But you still love the game, if you know what I mean. And what I mean is the very first pro is that you get to choose between these two leagues and also these 30 teams. With me saying that you get to choose, let me tell you two teams that I choose from them two leagues. It's the Bulls and the Bears. And no, I'm not from Chicago. One of them caused me to be a fan of the others. And I'm going to let you guess what it is in the comments. But that gets to my next thing, which is con number one, faithful. And the thing about being faithful is remaining loyal to your prospective team. And when doing that, having to deal with the pure disappointment. But at least you get your brownie points. Basically being like, hey, you've been there since the very beginning. Hey, you didn't have the bandwagon to the team. You're good. Because one thing about sports, we cannot stand bandwagons. They are the biggest dick suckers I am ever been interacted to. If you know, you know. Like, literally, when it comes to football, you got them bandwagon Chiefs fans, and then when it comes to basketball, you got them bandwagon Golden State Warriors fans. You was not there, so don't act like you was there. You was only there because of fucking Patrick Mahomes and Steph Curry. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a full buck with you. But outside of that, you know what? I might make that into a new thing, a new video. But outside of that, that brings me to my second pro, which is wishful thinking. And the thing about wishful thinking is basically how, in a way, like, oh my God, it's gonna be our year. We're gonna go to the playoffs. We're gonna win a championship, like, bro. But the thing about wishful thinking is the positives. The positive is basically, after all the pain and suffering and you seeing your team go from all the way down to all the way up in such a short period of time, depending on if the rebuild is successful. And that's the best part about it. But it brings me into my next one, being con number 2, depression and disappointment. And you're probably asking me what I mean by depression and disappointment. Let me go into further detail. Have you ever experienced being in a state to a point where you cannot no longer watch your team play because of how sorry they are? Let me show y'all a few teams that had that same experience that I'm talking about right about now. The Cleveland Browns. Then we have the Detroit Lions. Then we have the New York Jets. And then we have the New York Knicks. The one thing that them 4 teams have in common is that they had to deal with the pure depression, the pure disappointment, thinking that, like, basically, how can I say, goes back to one of the pros I said earlier in the video. Wishful thinking. But you get your hopes like the thing is, you just want to see progress when you supporting like a bad team. You just want to see progress. But when they cannot even deal with the dang bare minimum, bro, that is pure, like, and then you start second guessing, why did I pick this fucking team? But you gotta think about, it's a good thing because you are a diehard fan. And that gets me to my next pro. My last pro. Being merchandise. The reason why I put merchandise on a pro is because, let's be honest, there's some fire fucking jerseys, hoodies, fucking logos that can go into like any kind of merch. And I have a few. Bulls jersey. Justin Fields jersey. And a Bulls shirt. And I'm gonna give y'all a few ones that I like, that I really want to get my hands on because of how nice they look. And I'm gonna show y'all guys right now. You have the Miami Heat Vice City jerseys. Then you have the old school 76ers jerseys. I mess with them a lot. But the thing about Miami, they do not miss when it comes to jerseys for respective leagues. And then you got New Orleans. I love this colorway. And I'm a sucker for gold, red, and white. I'm a sucker for it. I love it to death. With me saying that, I think we all can agree that jerseys is what, how can I say, when it's done the proper way, gives a team the proper presentation. Like, one thing us fans, we can all agree that we do not want no trash ass jerseys. Cause there's a few. I just didn't want to put it in here. With me saying all that and me getting past like the final pro, I think it's time to tell y'all the best for last. The final. And I repeat, the final con about being a sports fan is social media. Oh, and you're probably asking me, oh, Karti, why did you put social media? It's a reason. It's a reason why. And I can go on a full rant, but I'm going to save most of that stuff for another video. But the countless amount of dick suckers I have to see when it comes to sports fans. It's not all of them. Some of them is good. But it gets overshadowed by the blatant dick suckers. I'm not even lying. You can see countless bad takes. And I wish I could show y'all this right now. The countless bad takes I have to literally see on a daily. Because people, quote unquote, like to have an opinion. When really, you don't know anything. You don't know jack. You're not an analyst. I don't get it. This is not your profession. You're just a random nigga. Goddamn. Typing. Like, I swear. Y'all just be typing. Some BS together and goddamn call it facts. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do it on a whole nother video. So, hey, y'all better stay tuned. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button before I end up closing out this video. All that being said, we have 6 in total. 3 pros, 3 cons. One of them being choices / decisions. Then you have wishful thinking. Then you have merchandise like jerseys, shirts. And then you got the cons. You have faithful, disappointment. Then you got social media, which I'm finna do a video with. And I hope y'all gonna enjoy, just like, if not, probably enjoy it more than y'all did this. Like, this is like the first time I ever did a video like this. But, of course, it's not gonna be perfect. To me, I think I did it the way that I wanted to. But if you haven't already, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. And also, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment in the comments if you came all the way here. And yeah, don't forget to follow the socials. The socials in the description. Also, it's been right here this whole entire time. Love y'all.